Hi everyone, my name is arronwilson. Just to give you a quick background on me, I was a former heads-up sit-and-go reg that transitioned over to SpinnGOs. This is a picture of my 100s graph, and this has been using a very basic HUD, which I'll show you guys. So whatever your actual win rate is, I believe using a superior HUD is one of the easiest ways to improve your win rate. I never came across a HUD I liked enough to change until I saw this one. Most of them were too complicated and almost impossible to fit onto your table. So in this video I'm actually going to go over one of my recent 100 games whilst talking about the HUD. Player on the left is a reg and the player on the right is a recreational. I'll be going over hands using the HUD and I'll actually edit out hands I'm open folding the button and getting walks and stuff. So just to give you guys a quick introduction on the three-way HUD. This is the panel for opponents that are in the button. One player will have a small blind versus button or big blind versus button panel depending on the seating position versus you. The same goes for small blind versus big blind situations where the button open folds. This is each player's big blinds. We also have new stats I've never seen before. Folding frequency. This is how often players are folding post flop versus a bet. If you check out the website, you will get a description of what every stat means. These panels also have pop-ups showing you more advanced stats, which makes it easier to fit the panels onto your table so they aren't just clustered on top of each other, especially whenever you're multi-tabling. Okay, in the first hand a reg opens from the button and we have an easy defend with ace-6 of spades. Versus a small sizing and versus someone that c-bets a high frequency, I'll be defending here with the ace high and a backdoor flush draw. Versus the second barrel, we are close to the bottom of our range and have a comfortable fold on the turn. In this hand, a recreational player opens from the button. This is actually the bottom of my 3-bet shove range versus his VPIP. Versus someone with a tighter VPIP, I would just call this deep. So here's a hand I would limp or open depending on villain's ISO frequency. So in this flop, I'll just c-bet 1/4 pot. Don't really see the need to go any bigger, as most players will be under defending on this texture with their whole range. So in this hand, we min raise queens. Unfortunately, don't get any action. So in this hand, we're in the big blind with Jack 3 suited, and a reg opens from the button. We defend, and versus this guy who c-bets a high frequency, he also has a low turn barrel, and he has a low fold versus check raise. I prefer to just check raise the flop versus him. I find these kind of players who c-bet more of a merged range in general just get quite stubborn versus the check raise and over contest the pot on later streets. So I do check raise him and he calls. On such a brick turn, I actually don't mind checking for a few reasons. Because I play this reg often, I don't want my range that check raises the flop for value to always be betting the turn. That way I'm not always folding when I check raise the flop and check the turn. We can also punish him for block betting turn small with intentions of checking back river that doesn't want to be put in a bet check bet spot. Check and I also give him the opportunity to bet with gut shots and backdoor floats that will just fold to a bet. If turn does go check check, with the stack to pot ratio I can still go for a bet check bet all in. So I do check and he shoves and we have an easy call. So that was a hand he probably would have folded to an all in on the turn. So after we eliminate the regular, we get heads up. I just wanted to show you guys the heads up HUD. It has all the essential stats you will need for heads up play. It uses the same color coding it does for the three-way HUD. Stats in red indicate loose or aggressive play. Stats in green mean tight or passive, and the stats in between being yellow is more average. So you have your small blind and big blind panels for pre-flop and post-flop. Again, we also have pop-ups, making it much easier to fit onto your table without blocking the community cards. Just to show you guys some of the pop-ups. So if you click on 2x or 3x, it will show you how often someone opens and then folds versus a 3-bet non-all-in or a 3-bet shove. Same goes for limp, how often they fold versus an ISO or how often they will limp raise you. On the big blind you can see what frequency villain is 3-betting non-all-in or 3-bet shoving and how often they are raise folding. And same thing goes for ISO pots. Another cool pop-up is you can see how often a player is dunk betting and then folding versus a raise, or how often they continue barreling if you just flat them. If you check out the website, you can actually get a special deal if you want to get the three-way HUD and the heads-up HUD combined. This has been Aaron Wilson from SpinnGO Pro. I hope you've enjoyed the video.